Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you guys are all doing really well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I do a lot of career and personal finance related videos here on my channel. If that's something of interest to you, then please do subscribe to my channel down below. And if you haven't already, then please do follow me on my Instagram as well. And I do also run one-on-one career coaching and general coaching services. If you are after talking about career or personal finance, then head to my website, successbysanjna.com. Now, as you can tell by the title of today's video, I want to share with you my 6-month post quitting my job update. I cannot believe it's been 6 months. It's almost been 7 months actually. I'm a little bit late to doing this video, but I thought I would just share with you my lessons, what I've achieved in that time, some of the sort of key thoughts that I had when it did come time to, quitting my job, making that decision, having that little bit of, the leap of faith to really go out and do something that I absolutely love. So if you are interested in finding out more, then please keep watching. Essentially, for those of you who are new and are just stumbling across my page, a little bit about myself in terms of context. So I used to work a 9-to-5 banking job. I was a risk manager at one of Australia's big 4 banks, and I made it a responsibility of mine to focus on investing my money in assets that would grow over time. So I mainly resorted to real estate investing and cryptocurrency investing. Those were my 2 big assets that I really wanted to go all into and very heavily and aggressively investing, just because I knew that I was going to leave my 9-to-5. So I wanted to have, some sort of financial freedom, some sort of financial backing before I did leave my 9-to-5 job. And of course, whilst working my 9-to-5 job, I pursued a side hustle, which was my YouTube channel. And I set up a business around career coaching and consulting. And once that was all set up, I then made a decision to leave my 9-to-5 job and then become self-employed. So March 6th, 2021 was my last day working at a job where I felt I was very unfulfilled. It was a banking job at one of Australia's big 4 banks, and it was definitely a very tough decision for me to come to that decision to, finally decide to leave my 9-to-5. It had been in the works for quite some time. I was planning for that day to actually happen, and it finally did. I had to take the leap of faith, but obviously, taking that leap of faith doesn't come easy for everyone. There's a lot of anxiety, a lot of, mixed emotions involved, and it's a situation that puts you at a lot of stress. But once you've taken that jump, once you've made the decision, honestly, I cannot look back, and I'm very, very grateful that I have had all the opportunities that I have had come my way to be able to land a lot of the work and the projects that I have been working on recently. So let me go through some of the achievements or some of the opportunities that have come my way since I have quit my 9-to-5 job. A lot of you may be in a similar situation where you're thinking, you're just at the borderline of deciding to leave your job, but you're thinking you're not quite there yet. And I know I definitely felt like that for majority of the time that I was working, trying to come up with a deadline that I felt would work for me. And I just felt that March 6th was a time, even though I didn't have too much ready, I still knew that I would be comfortable enough to make that, leap of faith and, become self-employed. So if you're going through anything like that, then definitely reach out to me. I'd love to chat to you about it, because I personally have gone through it and I understand your struggle going through this process. It's a very tough time, and I think, back then, if I was to look back, I wish I had someone there by my side to, really guide me and take me on the road to making that decision. I wish I had made it earlier, but not going to be, disappointed about that, because I'm here now. But if you do need any assistance, anyone to talk to, then feel free to reach out to me via my email as well. Okay, so let's get into the fun part where I talk about some of the changes or some of the things that have changed since I have quit my 9-to-5 job. I'm going to talk about all of the positives, all of the opportunities that have really come my way and have really shaped me as a person to what I am today. I've seen a lot of growth in myself in terms of, mental growth, stability, personal growth as well. And I feel like confidence levels have definitely increased as well. I've been offered a lot of gigs around public speaking. So all in all, I feel very, very grateful for all of these opportunities. And I feel like it has definitely molded me into an all-rounder sort of personality. So let's go through some of the achievements for this year. So first things first, obviously after leaving my 9-to-5 job, I was dedicated and I was hustling away night and day to set up my business. Now that business definitely took a lot out of me, and it was something that I was working endless hours on trying to get up and running, because I hadn't started this business. The idea was there, but I hadn't actually executed it. I didn't really do anything to set the business up before I had left my 9-to-5 job. I made this a priority, obviously, after leaving my 9-to-5, because the time and effort required to set up a business personally for me was just a lot. But that's not to say that you should quit your job and start a business after quitting. If you can, definitely start before quitting. The reason I started after was because I already had financial backing. I had a YouTube channel that was generating me some revenue. I was having collaborations, sponsorships come through. So I thought that that was enough to keep me afloat. But if you don't have that, then definitely recommend starting your business before quitting your job. So launching my business was something that I started working on after my 9-to-5, and it took me a good 2 to 3 months to launch. Another thing which significantly changed after leaving my 9-to-5 was the fact that I was able to dedicate more time to my content creation. I love content creation. It's something that really brings me a lot of joy, and I love being able to make informative videos like this, but also enjoyable videos over on my fashion and lifestyle channel as well. I feel like I've got the best of both worlds, because I do want to obviously give back to the community by doing these free videos so you guys can get educated in terms of career and personal finance, but in terms of a hobby of my own, I have been able to explore the fashion side of things a lot more extensively since I have been able to quit my job. I have been focusing on my Instagram pages as well, which I will leave on the screen for you guys to follow me on as well. You know, having left the 9-to-5 has really given me a lot more time to focus on my passions and focus on my interests, because at the end of the day, you don't want to be doing something that you're not happy doing. So I'm just over the moon that I'm able to do something that I love, and something that is definitely keeping it challenging along the way as well. Now, another big achievement that I had over the year was my YouTube Australia collaboration. I will include a photo on the screen, which was a collaboration that I actually did with YouTube Australia, and I was one of the 5 lucky people to share my journey, to share my experiences, and how I'm helping young professionals land their dream job. So that was a very exciting time for me. I had YouTube come into my apartment and, you know, have a whole setup where they took pictures of me. We took a lot of pictures. In fact, it was almost a half day sort of production. Yeah, very, very grateful that I had that opportunity. And because of that, I have been, you know, able to get more opportunities come my way because of that, because obviously it's deemed as a credible sort of collaboration. So for me, it's just been honestly crazy to be able to receive such collaborations like that. Have really just been the icing on the cake. Now, ever since obviously leaving my 9-to-5 job, I haven't actually been able to purchase any more real estate investments, because the bank does not like to hand out loans to people who are self-employed. I mean, they do, but it does take a little bit more time. You require more documentation. And obviously for me, I don't really have that all set up yet. You need to wait about 2 years before you can get a loan from the bank. So what I've been doing in the meantime, I have been, you know, investing vigorously into cryptocurrency and NFTs as well. And I would say ever since leaving my 9-to-5 job, I've invested more into cryptocurrency than I ever did before, just given, you know, the payment cycles of when you are working for yourself are just insane, and you do really need to manage your expenses and budget well, because sometimes you receive a big paycheck at the end of the month, and that's generally enough to cover you for your expenses. And with how payments work for, you know, being self-employed, sometimes you receive paychecks at odd times of the month, and just because of what I do and the amount of money that you can actually get paid as an influencer or as a content creator is absolutely insane. You can really just ask for your price and you essentially get it. So with that, I have a lot more disposable income, and I am able to invest more aggressively into you know, real estate, into NFTs, and in cryptocurrency as well. And obviously, if you've got your first collaboration, your first sponsorship, then that generally means you have an influx of other sponsorships and collaborations coming your way, just because brands tend to see that you've worked with one organization and they may be happy with how your content is and how you're producing, and then they reach out to you to obviously promote content for their brand or their product as well. So yeah, once you get the ball rolling, once you keep going, then the influx of opportunities, collaborations, sponsorships and deals is honestly never ending. So that's a little bit about some of the achievements, some of the changes that have occurred in the last 6 months as compared to my 9-to-5 job. Okay, now what's next for me? Now, if you would have asked me this question 3 months ago, I would have just said I don't know what to do. I'm struggling. I'm literally just trying to keep my head above water given how much work has come through, all of the opportunities, all the projects that I've been working on. But you sort of just learn to adapt. You learn to make that the new normal. So personally for me, I know that 3 months ago it was very challenging, but now that I have learned to adapt and I have found my groove, I'm just so much more comfortable with taking on more work, because at the end of the day that's going to become comfortable as well. It's always just a fear of what's to come, the unknown. But yeah, in terms of what's actually next for me, I have a few collaborations lined up which I'm very excited for, and unfortunately I can't really disclose those at the moment. But yeah, it's just all about stepping it up in terms of my YouTube content game, in terms of my Instagram content game, and really just providing you guys with lots more information, value, because I want you guys to also be able to reach financial freedom as well. I want you to make the right decisions in terms of your career choices so that you can live a life that's free from stress, free from challenges and anxiety. And I just want you guys to also live a life that is of choice, and that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm telling you guys to leave your 9-to-5 jobs as well, because that may not be for everyone, and that's totally fine. But I just think having that choice is so liberating, and allowing yourself to make decisions that you feel are right for you. So that's essentially the content, and that's really what I want to share with you guys coming up. All right guys, so that's everything that I wanted to share with you guys. A little bit of an update as to how I've been going. It's coming on to 7 months in October. So yeah, it's just crazy how time has flown. We've all been in lockdown, and it's just been a crazy whirlwind of emotions. Personally, I feel for me time has flown because I have been really, really busy. But I know if you're in your 9-to-5, you may say the opposite, that time has been going very slowly. And I think it all really comes down to something that you enjoy. If you wholeheartedly enjoy something that you're doing, then it doesn't really feel like work. And for me, I'm struggling to finish things in the day. I feel like there's not enough hours in a day. And I know when I was working my 9-to-5, I definitely did not feel that way. I was twiddling my thumbs, hoping for the day to end. And yeah, right now I'm hoping for the day to be extended because I can never finish anything on time. But guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it inspirational and just a little bit of an eye-opener for what's out there, what you can achieve as well. And if you ever want to have a chat with me, then feel free to email me or jump onto my website and book in a call with me if you like. But that's it guys, I really hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Thanks guys.